Hey guys, it's Mike Man WBA here. Welcome back to another episode of the Can't Stop Progress series. I have no idea what episode this is, but we have got Super Strong Style 16 for the year 2018. Night 1 today, night 2 and 3 coming up in the coming week or two. But this episode will have the 8 first round matches for Super Strong Style. There is, of course, a new winner guaranteed this year because previous year's winner, Will Ospreay, no longer in the company. And obviously Tommy End, and I think Will Ospreay won the first year as well. So a new winner this year. But in front of a sold out 3,100 people in Alexandra Palace, Jim Smallman, as usual, welcomes the crowd. In a 37D minus, so actually an improvement on what Jim normally gets, living up to the occasion, and we can't argue with that. But getting everybody hyped for natural progression, not natural progression, I've written natural progression there, it's not natural progression, it's Super Strong Style. But following that, we have William Regal announcing the brackets for the tournament. So we have 8 first round matches, and I'm just going to go over them very, very quickly here. We have Mark Haskins versus Mark Andrews, last year's runner-up versus the man that last year's winner defeated to win the title. We have Shah Samuels, who I think is debuting, versus Donovan Dijak, who's this will be his first major show for Progress. He's been on a couple of Freedom's Roads. We have, I believe, another debut in Flamita against the returning Ricochet. We have Leo Rush, who has somehow again been drawn against James Drake. So he'll be looking for revenge from the Natural Progression series. We have the leader of British Strong Style, Tyler Bate, versus Finn Balor's protege, Jordan Devlin. We have the recently returned TK Cooper versus the Iron Man and former Atlas champion, Joe Coffey. We have Zack Sabre Jr. versus Matt Riddle. And we have the villain, Marty Scurll, against Austin Aries. So a very impressive rating there for Steven Regal, an 84B+, as we go straight into our first match, which is Shah Samuels versus Donovan Dijak. And unfortunately, in a terrible match, Shah Samuels defeats Donovan Dijak in 10 minutes and 12 seconds by pinfall with a spine buster. Shah debuting a very good old school heel gimmick. Dijak unfortunately only getting a 15 in-ring performance. I can only imagine that's because he doesn't have much pop in the UK, and maybe just a little bit underrated on this mod because it is a slightly older mod, of course. Shah Samuels getting an in-ring performance of 46, which is okay. No work improvements, unfortunately, but a 38D- match rating is nothing to really complain about for our opening contest. Following that, we have Leo Rush against James Drake, and then about that had decent wrestling but not a lot of heat. Leo Rush gets his revenge on James Drake in 12 minutes and 6 seconds, defeating him by pinfall with a rush hour. Obviously, again, they don't seem to click, which is unfortunate, but James Drake getting a 39, Leo Rush getting a 47. So Leo Rush getting his revenge on James Drake. Drake cost him the opportunity of winning the Natural Progression series by attacking him before their semi-final match. But an impressive 46D for that match. Leo Rush continues to give us impressive or solid in-ring performances. James Drake's 39 isn't too bad either. And following on from that, Leo Rush celebrates in the ring that he finally got his revenge. I say finally, that he got his revenge on James Drake and is advancing to the next round. And then following that, the returning TK Cooper defeats Joe Coffey in 10 minutes and 35 seconds by pinfall with a belly-to-back piledriver. Unfortunately, though, TK Cooper does sustain a hip tendonitis injury. Coffey with a 53 in ring performance, Cooper with a 32. So we'll have to see. I think that injury will probably end up keeping TK Cooper out of the rest of the tournament. Joe Coffey also getting heat for the botch, that caused the injury. So we may have to replace... it looks like we're going to have to replace TK Cooper in the next round, so we'll have to think about how to do that. Following on from that match, we have what would be a very exciting match in real life, as Flamita defeats Ricochet in 14 minutes and 24 seconds by pinfall with a Fly Flame. Flamita's masked luchador gimmick got an initial rating of above average, which is cool. Flamita with a 43 to Ricochet's 62, so two very good in-ring performances there. Flamita improving his rumble skills, and Ricochet improving his technical skills in a 55 C- match, which is very, very impressive indeed. Following that, Tyler Bate defeats Jordan Devlin in 12 minutes and 32 seconds by pinfall with a Tyler Driver 97. Jordan Devlin with an in-ring performance of 52, Tyler Bate with a 61, so two very good performances again by these two guys. As you can see, I've got a slightly updated picture for Tyler Bate. There's a couple of other guys that have got updated pictures as well. You might see them as we go along. You might have already seen one. I can't remember. It's been a while since I updated them. But Tyler Bate advancing to round 2 in a 61C match, which is very impressive. Following that match, just to break up some of the matches a bit, we've got 3 left, I believe. 3 matches left. But Regal comes out, he announces some of the matches we're going to have on night 2 and night 3. TK Cooper, obviously now injured, he'll have to be replaced. I think probably a 7-man scramble between the 7 losers. No, we're doing an 8-man scramble between the 8 losers. We'll include Joe Coffey in there as well. So an 8-man match to kick off the next show. Could I do 8-man matches? I think I'm going to do 6-man matches on TEW. Maybe the 6 that lost in the longest amount of time. So the 2 that lost in the shortest amount of time will miss out, and the others will go into a match. I think that's how I'll have to do it. Or maybe I'll just make up the numbers with 2 other people and do a 10-man rumble. You'll figure it out. Well, you'll find out on the next episode. I'll figure it out how I'm going to do it. Also, Women's Championship match, Ginny, Laura Di Matteo. That will main event night 2. You have an Atlas Championship match, an open challenge on night 3. That will be the semi-main event of night 3. And also a Tag Team Championship match between the CCK and British Strong Style. Got that out there. I think that'll be their second or third match in a row. But they've traded the titles recently, and obviously a bit of a feud going on between all 6 members of those two stables. So another good rating for Regal as always. As we go into our next match, where in a decent match, Marty Scurll, the villain, defeats Austin Aries in 8 minutes and 25 by submission with the cross-face chicken wing. So the battle of the submissions, and the chicken wing comes up ahead against the Last Chancery. Aries with an in-ring performance of 49 to Marty Scurll's 60. No work improvements, unfortunately. Aries, slightly disappointing in-ring performances. He's not that old, but he does actually have some declining in-ring ability. So Aries, he's been decent for us while he's been in, but probably won't see too much more of him in the future. Next match is Zack Sabre Jr. versus Matt Riddle, where in 12 minutes and 13, Zack Sabre Jr. comes out ahead, winning by submission with a senior stretch. Riddle with an in-ring performance of 40, and Zack Sabre Jr. with, as always, an amazing 72. Zack Sabre Jr. also improving his performance skills, 64C match there. And then our main event, in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Mark Haskins defeated Mark Andrews in 13 minutes and 22 seconds by pinfall with a cradle to the grave. Mark Andrews with an in-ring performance of 59, Mark Haskins with a 70. They both have great chemistry together. It showed in their performances, and a 69 C+ match rating, which I think might be highest or one of the highest of the series so far. You'll have to let me know, but I believe it is. An amazing match to end us off with. As we go into right at the end, we have a quick recap of round 1 showing our 8 winners. So Shah Samuels, Leo Rush, TK Cooper, Flamita, Tyler Bate, Marty Skrull, Zack Sabre Jr. and Mark Haskins. So I'll quickly read out the graphic, or let's say the bracket, I should say, that we have coming up. Mark Haskins will be facing Shah Samuels. Flamita will be facing Leo Rush. Zack Sabre Jr. will be facing Marty Skrull in a battle of leaders. And Tyler Bate will face the winner of the 8 losers match to find TK Cooper's replacement through his injury. So we end the show with a 66 C+, a little bit too much for Flamita apparently. He's obviously had a fairly long match against Ricochet, and then that little recap at the end. But a 66 C+ increases our popularity in 45 regions. We're going to thank Zack Sabre Jr., Mark Haskins, I think it's got to be Mark Andrews. 3 great in-ring performances from these guys. We're just going to compliment them. We're going to praise Zack and Mark Haskins for a great performance, because they were up in the sort of 70 region. As we end night 1, we'll just have a quick look to see how long TK Cooper is out for. If we have a look here, Ricochet, slightly annoyed that he's lost a couple of matches. TK Cooper is out for 36 days. So yeah, TK Cooper definitely out of the next, the rest of the tournament. So we will have Tyler Bate versus the winner of an 8-man scramble or some kind of match. Raymond Rowe of War Machine, they are on our roster, has got engaged to Crazy Mary Dobson. Sarah Bridges, who I think was in the, if I'm correct, was in the Mae Young Classic, I believe. But they have got engaged. Sam Bailey, who we loaned to Dragon Gate in exchange for Tetsuya Naito, has come back. Donovan Dijak has left the company. His loan period from Evolve has ended, and The Big Show has been released from WWE. I wasn't scouting him in particular. I was just I'm scouting the entire WWE roster. So perhaps a match between our Atlas champion and The Big Show? Probably not. But I'll see you guys very, very soon for night 2 of Super Strong Style 16. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.